Welcome to Dr. Josefina's Way. I am Dr. Josefina Monasterio, fitness expert, weight loss, and success coach. One of my ways to feel healthy, happy, and terrific is by going back to basics when it comes down to my nutritional choices. Well, today we have an exciting program because one of my best friends, my guest is Rosie, an expert in weight management, hypnotherapy. She's a life coach, she's a mentor, she's a terrific friend, and she lives in this beautiful home. Rosie, thank you for allowing me to come into your house one more time, baby.
You're all welcome to my home. This is what this is all about, isn't it?
Yes, and I'd like to introduce you to all my friends in Healthy Power TV and Dr. Josefina's Way.
Hi, everyone. Welcome.
And you know that I've been doing it my way for a long time.
She has been doing her way, and what we all had to adjust to is always her way, which has been a great way because it's taught me a lot.
And one of the things that you helped me, which didn't work my way, was probably about 10 years ago.
Right.
I had this issue with 10 pounds, and most people might identify with having to lose 10 pounds, and it's really difficult. And I remember I went to you and I said, Rosie, I run 10 miles every single day and I cannot get rid of these 10 pounds. And you suggested to follow your program, and you told me, well, you're not fat. I always remember your words. You said, you're not fat, you're thick.
Thank God you got it, because that's very visual. When you
Yes.
say fat, it means too many different things to too many different people.
Yes.
But when you say thick, that's a very visual word.
Yes.
You kind of say, you're right, I am thicker in areas I don't want to be thick.
Exactly, and that stuck with me to this day, baby.
And look what the product is.
And then what I did, and this is where most people fail, you told me follow the directions exactly as it is in the program.
Right.
And it's exactly what I did. And in 10 days, I lost 10 pounds, 10 inches to this day.
Correct. But
so
what you lost was 10 pounds of fat.
Yes.
You didn't lose body fluid, and you didn't lose muscle mass because you didn't starve.
Exactly.
Right? Again, you know, it's important that people know the difference between starving and dieting, and eating properly you get the same results, which is weight loss or weight management. I always like to say it's weight management.
Yes.
Because we're always struggling with those pounds,
Yes.
most of us. And then there's that the obese and morbidly obese client that eventually we'll discuss. Maybe we'll have a program on that.
Absolutely.
But most of us in this worry as we get older. We're always fighting with those 5, 10, sometimes even 15, 20 pounds
Exactly.
if we let ourselves go too much.
Exactly. And that's why you should be tuning into this program, because that's what we are going to do. We are going to share with our viewers in how to stay healthy, how to be happy, how to really take charge of that way, how to really manage your way. So that's why you should tell all your friends to tune in to Healthy Power TV, Dr. Josefina's Way, because we got the way. Baby, now tell me.
Let's start. Okay.
Yes.
First of all, let me tell you who I am, so at least I have some credibility.
Exactly.
Here. Okay, I nurse, and I've devoted my whole career towards women's health. I married an OBGYN for that one reason. No, not really. But he's helped also identify women's needs and medical issues. Well, one of the things that I am very concerned over is the way we diet in this country, the way we eat in this country. I have gone through the whole gamut of education in terms of getting myself more and more educated as to what's out there, what's the science behind weight loss.
Exactly.
Okay, and of course Harold has helped me keep me up to date with constant information that's on the web, that's out there now in medical journals.
Yes.
I also have used hypnotherapy to help people stay motivated, stay happy with their programs, whatever programs they choose to follow. Because you know, when you're on diets, every diet works for a very short period of time while you're on it.
Yes.
One of the reasons why it doesn't work for long periods of time is you're following other people's program.
Exactly.
You're following other people's rules.
Yes.
It's not rules that you've established for yourself, your lifestyle, the way you live. So it's important that you identify, number one, who you are.
Exactly.
If you're a retiree, if you have children, if you're a runner who is eating because thinking that, oh, I can eat because I run 2, 4, 5 miles a day. You know, again,
which is a myth.
Correct.
Yeah.
You can't lose weight purely on exercise.
Exactly.
You can't lose weight purely on starvation. It's got to be a mixture of 3 components, which I try to teach all of you. So keep it basic. reduce your volume, okay,
Yes.
which we did on that program because it
Exactly.
forced you to eat a certain amount of calories.
Yes.
Good food,
Yes.
food, which we'll talk about later. Number two, you must watch your activity. It doesn't mean you have to join a gym, but do some more movement, even if it's buying those stupid bands that I use and stretch every day. You're using more energy.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Third component is make better choices. We tend to eat not so great in this country in terms of protein. Okay, we tend to eat sometimes the wrong protein.
Exactly.
Protein, we eat a lot more carbohydrates, but protein in your body creates more energy, so it forces your body to burn harder. So you're increasing your metabolic rate.
Yes.
When you eat too many carbs, what it does, carbs, is, and carbs are in three categories.
Yes, yeah.
We all know carbs to be starch, which is bread, rice, potatoes, pasta. That's what we know carbs to be. That's the starchy carbs. Then there's the veggie carbs.
Yeah.
And then there's the fruit carbs.
yeah.
Okay? All of those three categories convert to sugar. And sugar has a havoc effect on insulin in your body. So what you're doing to your body when you eat too much of these things is you create this effect
Yeah.
up and down in your blood sugar levels. What do you think that does to your body? It tells your body to slow down and start to store.
Exactly.
So no matter how much running you do, as you did,
Yes,
okay, you
exactly.
went home and you ate a lot of carbs. You never thought really to eat a big chicken breast,
Exactly.
or make yourself a couple of eggs, or eat a big yogurt container. You went to the carbs because that gave you energy, which you knew you needed from running.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so what that did was really didn't allow you to burn any of the stuff that you were running for.
Exactly. And one of my things was that I will choose the wrong carbs.
Right.
For instance, and when I was in Boston, after my running, I will go to Dunkin' Donuts and get a donut.
Because you justified it, right? Didn't you justify it?
Absolutely.
Right.
So as I started learning, then I went to for the junky carb, which is a donut. I mean, it's just like, oh. And then I went into the carbs of fruits, which also, like you're saying, it transferred into sugar.
Right. Not that fruits, I don't want anyone to really think that fruits, vegetables, or starch are terrible for you.
No.
But when your diet is so high in those components and low in protein, you don't compensate for it.
Exactly.
So your blood sugar levels are going up. But when you add a good amount of protein to those carbs, okay, even when you're snacking, if you're snacking with a piece of fruit, which is a carb, okay, add a couple of nuts to it. I mean, you may have to cut the fruit in half, so you're adding something with it, so you want to keep your volume down, which we just said, but at least you're keeping the sugar levels from bouncing up high.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is what you were doing.
Yeah, but thank God, it's like this process that you start learning, and how, being connected with people like you get more information about how to change your eating habits and transforming those habits into habits that will take you into a championship in relationship with your life. I'm talking about championship, not necessarily you have to compete in anything. It's just your daily life. It gives you the power. And one of the things that people always talk to us, and in your case and in my case, is about how fabulous we look.
Well, yes, and we need to address that now.
Yeah, because we can say we sort of found the secret of anti-aging or slowing down the aging process. So what is one of your secrets for that?
Well, as you can see, we have two different body types. We're basically the same age.
Yes.
What's the difference
24.
Right.
Right?
That's what I say, 24 plus. But anyway, what's going on here is Josefina has committed her whole life to health and energy and empowerment. Unfortunately, like me, I have committed myself not 100%, because there's other things that I want to do, and it's interfered with my commitment. But I am committed to keeping myself.
Okay, wait. What interferes with your commitment? Because some of my viewers might say, well, okay, what interferes with this gorgeous woman who looks like Sophia Loren's commitment? What is it?
Well,
give me one.
Well, let me do in comparison to you.
Okay.
Between the hours of 10 and 1, we can't call her, we can't see her, we can't we can't plan on anything because she's in the gym. That is definitely not something I would do, because what enters into my life is other things which I allow, which most of us do, allow things to happen. You know, I want to go food shopping, I want to go see some friends, I want to have lunch out. These are the things, but she's so committed to this world of hers that obviously that's why she's the head of the show, and I'm just here as a guest. But again, what I've committed to is leading a healthy life, and I do it through, you know, preparing my meals and having guests over. This is my social life is around food. I'm Italian. We eat. That's our world. Okay, like most people, food becomes important, especially in this country. That's our socialness. We revolve our world around food.
Exactly.
And some of us abuse it because we've attached it to the wrong emotional attachment.
Yes.
Okay, and that's what we have to talk about too. A little
definitely.
bit.
Well, in future shows, we're gonna be addressing those issues. You know, obesity. Not only when we're gonna be obesity all over the world, because there's a Latin communities and the African American community. It's all over the world, and we feel the responsibility to really help you and guide you in how to make those choices that will allow you to have this fabulous, terrific, feeling good life. Because in my philosophy, it's not so much how long I'm gonna live, it's the quality of my days. That every day I feel healthy, I feel happy, I feel terrific, I have a positive attitude. And that you will learn in our show. You will learn from your body, your mind, your spirit, and your emotion, because what Rosie was saying before, you are formed of those four components. You have your body, you have your mind, you have your emotion, and you have your spirit. And once we learn how to cultivate those four components, four elements, then you find the secret for happiness and success, regardless what's going on outside the world.
Well, again, you know, this is why hypnotherapy was so important for me, because it helped me train my clients that they have two choices. You can wake up in the morning and say it's a miserable day and I'm going to fall right into that pattern, or you can change it around and saying it may be not a great day, but I'm going to find things to make it a great day.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, but what I also want to bring back to all of you out there that are listening about food, okay, because this is what I committed. I wrote a book about this. Is make it simple in your life.
Amen.
Forget these diets. Okay, they put you in a track that is the wrong track, because once you fail it, you feel like, oh my God, what's out there for me to try another one, because another one is going to have to work.
Yes.
And that doesn't work again. It creates a negative mentality. So there's three things I want you to focus in on and create your own program.
Exactly.
One is volume. Whatever it does for you to cut down your volume, whatever protocols you have to do, maybe leaving something in your plate, maybe using a shake in substitute of a meal. All of this makes your volume lower, but it's based on your needs.
Exactly.
What you can do in your world. Right?
Absolutely, Rosie, because like you said many times, when you're dieting, following somebody else's program, then you're doing it in a false, magical way, because that's not you. That's not your body type.
Right. And when you get off of it, you go back to your ways again, and you learn nothing.
Yes, you learn nothing, and you put 2 more pounds or 10 more pounds.
Right.
You know, one of the things that I loved the other day when I came here and I met your mother, and your mother said, you know, in my time, we always ate clean food. We never went for junk food. She doesn't even know about the junk food. Your mom, everything is nice and clean. And this is what we are going to do with you. We are going to help you to go back to basics.
Right.
Stay away from all the stuff that is contaminated and polluted. And sometimes you can't get away too much from it, but you really have the choice to make a better choice, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, this is, you have one of two choices. Either stay positive or either stay negative.
Yes.
Always force your thoughts. And in the beginning of your thoughts, it's maybe saying, yeah, who am I kidding? But give new information to your mind, and you'll be surprised what that mind will do. It'll retrieve it when you need it. But if you don't feed new information, if you don't feed new positive thoughts, you'll never get to that point, because the old program will come back.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we're gonna see with this show. We're gonna be dealing with everything, because that mind, the power of your mind. And the thing is, what Rosie was saying is you have to renew your mind every single day. People think, well, you know, oh, I can think positive once in a while. No. It's every single day you have to renew your mind. You have to have a new attitude. Rosie, that's the way I do it. That's the way you do it. Because like everybody else, we are, you know, bombarded with all this stuff from the world, and we have to have the strength, the power, the capacity to see it differently. But the way we choose to see differently is by renewing the power of our mind on a daily basis. And I get so excited.
Well, you know, you're absolutely
because
correct.
That is where it's at.
Right, absolutely. I mean, I've been through some medical issues this past year, and it really blew my mind, because here I lead a very healthy life. I eat healthy. So, you know, in some of our cases, no matter what we do, we're destined to certain genetic upheaval. All right, but what I had to do was delve into my inner self, my inner power, and saying, Rosie, you can think this way or you can think this way. So I chose every day to wake up and say, I am going to make the best day of my life today. I'm going to think positive, and I'm going to bring up my core of who I really am. And I learned a lot about me. Absolutely. And it really kept me on that positive track.
And the reason you could go down into, I call this inner thing the well, you could go down into your well and pull some of the UV out, was because you've been working at it forever.
Yes.
It's just like for me, you know, this is something that you do on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
So what happens is like having a saving account. If you put a little money in your saving account, the rainy day comes and you have some money. The same thing happens with our spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional life. When you cultivate yourself and a tough time comes, like in your case, Rosie, something that it was far out of your imagination that would happen to you, it happened, but you had the strength and the power because you've been working on yourself. And that's the thing. That's why you work on yourself. When those hard time comes, you had that inner strength. You know where to get it from. Nobody has to give it to you. You have built that on. You have cultivated. What happened to you?
But that's a very good point that you're bringing up, and I share my whole world to everybody. But what Josefina is saying, that you bank this information in your mind. What ended up happening was, and you don't want to do it when it's happening, because that's, you know, it's like preparing now. Every one of you should be preparing for things that will occur in their lives.
Yes.
And you know, a lot of good things, God bless you, should happen to you, but when the negatives come, when the bad things come, you're going to have to depend on your strengths. And if you don't prepare for it now, when things are going even, when those turmoil comes, you really find yourself sinking. But if you worked with it, okay, and telling yourself every day that you are powerful, that you give yourself permission to enjoy yourself, to stop worrying about the shoe is going to fall from heaven and hit you in the head if things are going so great. Okay, these are the things that you don't want to go into that arena. Just say to yourself, life is beautiful. I am fortunate enough to be on this beautiful earth. I am fortunate, especially those of us who live in Florida, the sun shines.
Yes.
Even if you don't buy into it every day and you just, you know, woke up and you're miserable because something else upset you, force those thoughts out of that track and put it into the right track of saying, okay, those are the obstacles. I'm not focusing in on obstacles. I want to focus in on what I can make real today. What is my reality today? And you make that.
Exactly. Because sometimes people do it for a few days, few weeks, you know, maybe 1-2 weeks or 20 days, whatever time they choose to do it, and they don't start seeing the payoff.
Right.
Well, payoff doesn't have to be instantly. The payoff might be a year, 20, 60 years from now. Because I remember the only reason I can have, you know, that I have a hip problem, just in case I miss my English is bad. No, Celia Cruz said, my English is very good looking.
So you now
but going back to my hip, there's a new technology called resurfacing, and the only reason the doctor took the chance to apply that new technology on me is because for the last years I've been he took care of my body, my muscles, my mind, everything. And the doctor said to me, you know, I will do that surgery on you because of your muscle mass, your bone density, and you, although you are whatever age, you can Google me and find out. I will take a chance with you. To this day, I mean, I can do everything. I can run, I can wear my high heels, I can dance. And some of my clients go to this doctor to ask him, oh, can you do the surgery you did in Josefina? He said, nope. You have to lose 60 pounds, you have to lose 70 pounds. They can't do it. But the payoff is that's why you should do it. You know, you should take care of yourself because you love yourself. Well, not because what's in it for you. What's in it for you might be now or it might be 60 years from now.
Yeah, it's a very, very good point. And that's the point I wish all of you would take. If you learn nothing else today from us, is now is the time. Now is the time to start banking some of this stuff.
And we, you know, we don't believe in age because I feel ageless. I feel timeless.
Look at the way she's dressing. This is timeless on her.
This is timeless.
There's the difference in body type.
But, you know, and this is another thing, you know, you have to embrace your life.
Oh, God,
you know, and I think that the secret, Rosie, is really for you and I, is that we really took charge and control of ourselves. And that doesn't mean that we always had it nice and easy. Because, you know, I told you my story, and one of the days I will repeat it to you again. But it's just embracing, having a positive attitude, cultivating your mind, your body, your spirit, your emotions, being excited about everything. Don't let the world get to you. Renew your mind. It's a wonderful life, baby.
Well, you're right. And on a personal note, you know, I'm an example too of what I practice, what I preach. I mean, 9 months ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and my world went upside down in 1 second, and I had to regroup. I had to delve deep into my soul and my heart, and saying I can go hysterical and think I'm dying tomorrow, or I could fight it every day and buy gorgeous wigs, and which this is, and help myself the best I can. And I did it, and I'm very happy for it, but I trained myself before that this is the way you have to go.
Yes.
I didn't look into my heart and soul and bring this all up. It was there, and I just delved into it, pulled it back up, and I'm here today to talk to you and share this with you. Because again, I eat healthy, I do all what I'm supposed to be doing, but the cards were the cards, and the cards are in the cards for you too. But when the time comes that those cards are flipped over, you must be ready for it, and this is the time.
Yes, this is the time to train.
That's why we're here, is to help you.
Exactly. And you know, one of the things that you said, Rosie, that you didn't make the choice of, well, I'm dying. And one of the things that we all need to recognize that we are dying every single day. Some of us faster than others, but you can slow down that process by rejoicing, and no matter what's going on in your life. And I think that's the spiritual part of us that comes into play. That's when you develop, you know, like you know that I believe strongly that spiritual fitness is as power as physical fitness, because at the end of the day, when you get all that power, that your strength, your real strength come from that spirit. It doesn't come from your flesh, because you see your hip go, oh my God, I can't walk, in your case, oh my God, I took care of myself for my years, and now I have breast cancer and all the things. So, but because you have cultivated your spirit also, then you go into that source, into that well of knowledge and wisdom. Because I believe women should not be just judged by her looks, but her wisdom, her experience. Just that I think that's plenty, instead of just the way we look. Of course, we like to look good, and that's icing on the cake. But there's real beauties come with that when you go into a tough time like you did, Rosie. When I saw my world, oh my God, I'm going to spend the rest of my life in bed because I can't walk. So what that does to you is just really you reevaluate everything, and then you start putting things in priority, and your values change, and you discriminate, and those values that you were doing that they were powerful, that can help you to go the next step, or those values or habits that didn't bring any benefit for you. So I know that's what happened. That experience with my hip changed my thinking. It changed my life in an even better way, a stronger way, from from every area, physically, mentally, spiritually, every way.
Well, yeah, it has for me too. I mean, I embraced the disease. I didn't deny it. I embraced it. I learned about it.
You're living with it.
Living with it. I mean, even when I went for the chemo treatments, I was wearing turbans, and people were admiring the way I was looking. And I did it because it's really who I am. I didn't want the cancer to define me.
Yes.
I wanted me to be Rosie, the way I always was.
Exactly.
Which was get up in the morning and go, and then put on makeup and make myself even better than, because that is what defines me, my spirit.
Absolutely.
My energy, my outlook on life. I want people to see that. I didn't want people to see that, but again, it started early in my world.
Yes.
Of dealing with the positive part of life.
Yeah. So as you can tell, it's never too late. No matter how old you are, you can start a new life. You can start renewing your thinking. You can start eating right. We're going to be helping you every step of the way. We're going to be dealing with the issues with the mind, the body, the spirit, the emotions, embracing things, having it your way, the same way I'm having it my way.
Yeah, and also getting back, because again, I always go back to this weight issue, because that will help your health.
Yes.
That will make you live longer.
Yes.
Okay, and even if you're destined to have something wrong with you, I was in a healthy condition, so I was able to fight all this stuff very easily. I mean, the chemo wasn't so horrible for me, except that I lost hair, but my body was able to handle it because I was in a good nutritional state before this. So, I want you all to take note of what the 3 components were. We talked one about volume, which is finding protocols that make your volume less. The second one is choices. Look at that plate and make sure in that plate you have equal amount of protein as you do a carbohydrate, which is one of those 3 choices we talked about: vegetables, fruit, and starch. So your protein level should be equal to all of those carbs that are in your plate.
Exactly.
Okay, really. So if you have to go back for seconds, go back for protein seconds, not carb seconds. Okay?
Yes, absolutely. One of the things that I like to say about that, Rosie, is that it's very important, and I notice with my clients, if they plan their meals, you have to plan your meals. If you don't plan your meals, then you get hungry and then you eat anything you want. But I want to encourage you to, as you tell your friends about the show, connect every single week, because we're going to be bringing you great, fabulous information for you to help you to really change your life in all areas. The next time you're going to be seeing Rosie and I, we're going to be in the kitchen. We're going to spend some time in the kitchen sharing with you information about the right choices to make for maintaining, keeping off, and enjoying your life.
And to see what she eats. That could be interesting to see. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Baby, I'm going to thank you. It's so great to be here in your home, and thank you for being with me. Yes, absolutely. We will.
Thank you.
I am Dr. Josefina Monasterio with Healthy Power TV.
And I'm Laura Guttridge. Dr. Josefina, next week, what do the viewers have in store?
As always, Laura, you know that we are great.
Oh, yes, we try.
Well, imagine this. Next week, we're going to be talking about how to choose happiness, because sometimes you say, oh, I want to be happy, or people tell you be happy, but they don't give you the technique how to be happy. So please make sure to tune in for next week, because also we're going to have the affirmation of the week, our happy and healthy lifestyle, our empowerment lesson. Laura Guttridge will be co-hosting with me. So you make sure to tune in, put it in your schedule. Healthy Power TV, Dr. Josefina. Right, Laura?
That's right.
Okay, baby. See you next week.